And opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it'll be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I'm your host, David Rodgers, alongside Mitchell Gunner tonight. Great to have you along. Tonight, sponsored by Miracle Automotive and Recovery in both Stark and McClinney. When it comes to automotive servicing or towing, Miracle gives you the best care anywhere. Call Kurt and Kenny Miracle at 904-368-1114. Miracle Automotive, where miracles happen every day. Let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, please bow your head. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for everything that you've done for us today and what you're going to do for us throughout the rest of the week. Thank you for a great Easter weekend that we had, celebrating your Son, God, your Son, Jesus Christ, and what he did for us as he died on that cross to take away all our sins and bear all our sins, dear Lord, and for us to be better Christians and model citizens, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us be able to be on this show today with my friends and my brothers. Thank you for letting us just bring this information that we have to our viewing audience, and they take it and do as they wish with it, dear Lord. Thank you for the greatest country that we live in today, dear Lord, the United States of America, the most freest and powerful country in the world today. Thank you for our armed forces, each and every one of those armed forces, each and every one of those young men and women as they're out there sacrificing their lives and putting their lives in danger for us, dear Lord, so we can live in a safer and better place. Keep a hedge of protection over those guys, and please bring them home safely to their families. Thank you for all our first responders and anybody works in the first responder field, dear Lord, as they're also putting their life on the line each and every day for us. Thank you again for each and every one of those men and women that are putting their lives on the line for us. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day. It goes to the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Anybody with a spoken or a spoken prayer request, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of them. You're the ultimate healer. You're the ultimate comforter. You know what's in their mind, their hearts, and their souls, dear Lord, and that you can bring comfort to them and their families. Thank you again for just letting us be here today. Thank you for this great day, this beautiful day, and this beautiful upcoming week that you're going to give us. We ask for all these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says, Amen. Amen. Let us stand for the pledge, please. I'm going to ask Mr. Mitchell Gunner to lead us tonight.
What an honor. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Amen.
Welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. I'm your host, David Rodgers, alongside Mr. Mitchell Gunner. Mr. Byron Bagwell has to work tonight, so he will not be with us tonight, but he will be joining in on the show here later on. To my left over here, that you can't see right now, but he will be bringing you the weather in place of Austin Stevens, is our director, Michael Heater. Say hello, Michael.
Good evening, folks. Glad to have you aboard.
All right, and to my right, making sure you get all these fancy little things. You see those lower thirds there, Mitchell? On the Spot with David Rodgers, the creator of that, the guy that handles all that, our senior producer, Mr. Dave Holland. Say hello, David.
Hello, everybody.
Good. Glad to have you along. Tell you what, we got an interesting show tonight.
Yes, we do.
I know we're missing Mitchell. I mean, missing Byron.
Do you think Byron might be at the beauty shop getting his man bun tended to?
Well, I don't know, but maybe we'll see on the next show. Hey, that could be a surprise. So, hey, guys, stay tuned and don't go anywhere because the 360 starts right now after this commercial break. This is the 360, your news and weather update. It's 360 degrees in 360 seconds. Brought to you by Southern Gem Photo Booth. Call 904-263-6079 and let Megan not only bring fun to your event, she can make it picture perfect. We begin in Alachua County, where a county ambulance crashed into a parked semi on Interstate 75 early this morning. Just before midnight, the ambulance was headed northbound on I-75 at mile marker 354. The ambulance's 19-year-old driver failed to maintain that outside lane and veered onto the shoulder where a semi was parked. The ambulance collided with the rear of the trailer, spun out, and overturned. The driver and two passengers, aged 29 and 66, were all uninjured in that collision. Wow, that is a miracle. Meanwhile, across in Alachua County today, firefighters were busy battling. Busy battling. That's all right. Bustly battling. There we go. How about that? Bustly battling. Several fires that broke out several hours ago. Crews fought a fire in a home off Tower Road around 2:30 p.m. A second call for help between Jonesville and Alachua destroyed a car and a detached garage. There were no injuries in either fire. Putnam County deputies have received reports of periodic mail theft in the area of Georgetown Denver Road. Residents leaving town for a weekend or extended period should have a stop delivery placed on your mail or ask a trusted neighbor or friend to pick up your mail. If you see someone suspicious or unknown near mailboxes, contact the sheriff's office at 1-800-426-9975. The Baker County Sheriff's Office has announced their new K-9 officer is now named Rip, following a community contest. Rest in peace, that stands for, if he ever gets a hold of you.
I'll tell you what, if he gets a hold of you, he'll give you a good ripping.
He'll give you a good ripping.
He'll be rested in pieces.
In pieces, there you go. And finally, a reminder that the Cedar Key Arts Festival is moving ahead with plans for the 57th Arts Fair. This year's festival is scheduled to take place in Cedar Key on the weekend of April 17th and 18th. That's the latest news from and around the region. Now, here's your weather forecast.
This weather report brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook and have a detailed local forecast sent right to you.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Mike Leader stepping in for Austin Stevens one more time. We do expect him back very soon. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and cover a little bit of the weather for you. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm feeling it. The pollen count is outrageous. Dave, are you the same? Yeah, there you go. You can hear it in the background. I'm telling you, the pollen is bad, and you can see the numbers right across here. You can see for today at 9.7, and it doesn't get any better as we move. It's jumping up into the high range at 10.6 as we get into the weekend. I'm telling you, this is going to be a problem. Now, there is some relief on the horizon, and that's in the form of some rain showers that are moving in across the southeast. Explain that to you a little bit more. Check out the regional forecast map. This area highlighted is where we are looking at for the potential of storms to build in over the next 72 hours. Not necessarily Wednesday, but we are looking at some weather to develop Thursday into Friday across this region. This area will be under the gun. We'll be okay, but for tomorrow, we're looking great across the entire area. Beautiful sunshine everywhere from Baton Rouge all the way up here to Raleigh, North Carolina, with temperatures seasonal, 69, 70, 73 degrees, stretching from Orlando all the way up to Nashville. This is going to give us a little bit of a respite with the pollen count as the rains move in as we get closer to Friday into Saturday. So for the local forecast, what we're looking at is, again, beautiful sunshine for tomorrow. Looking great. Clouds start to build as we move into Thursday. Chance of rain moving in on Friday. We're looking at temperatures at 86 degrees in the upper 80s as we move across. Still some seasonal temperatures. I'm thinking these are going to be a little bit warmer than this. This is the local forecast. Look for 50s, honestly. I think this is probably going to be a little bit aggressive in the forecast, but by weekend, we're going to see some clouds moving into the forecast, and hopefully some of that rain will bring down that pollen count and make it a little bit easier for those of us having issues. That's the latest from Austin's Weather Service. Dave, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. That was a great weather report. That's our director, Michael Heater, stepping in for Austin Stevens, who's out doing a couple of things tonight, chasing some things that we need him to do as far as the YouTube and things like that. So he's working really hard on that. I want to say hello real quick because she don't get to tune in a lot. I want to say hello to my oldest daughter, Kristen Leon Guerrero. She's tuning in. Hello, Kristen. How you?
Hello.
Your daddy loves you. You know that. Sorry I had to miss Easter, but I tell you what, we'll have a chance to make that up. So, love you, and I'm glad you're tuning in. Here's your Thursday trivia hint. Each Tuesday night, we tease you with the answer to one of the questions from Thursday Night Team Trivia at the Downtown Grill, hosted by yours truly, myself, Bob Mitchell.
That's
How
right.
about that? Each and every Thursday night.
The show pony.
There you go. The trick is, we do not give you the question. You have to come out for trivia night on Thursday to play, and the top 3 teams win gift certificates from the Downtown Grill. Since trivia was canceled last Thursday, when I had a couple of teams, there was a lot of things going on, Mitchell.
Right.
You had the Clay County Fair. There was a lot of things going on in town. And the weather's getting pretty, so I think that number is going to dwindle as the summer goes. But we'll see. But since trivia was canceled last Thursday, here's your clue. And be sure to come out Thursday night at 7 p.m. for team trivia. Make sure you get there early because, hey, you want to get your drink, you want to get your food, you want to get your answer sheet, you want to be able to answer that internet trivia question, right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Because it can net you 5 points if you get it correct, 3 points if you don't, win-win. But that 2 points, ask him, has made a difference in the way an outcome has come.
You know, I would at least get one question right because
Yeah.
I would just put the answer on every one of the questions.
So Goldilocks. I
You
gave it
already
away.
blew-
I already blew it.
Yeah.
I already blew it. All right. The answer is Goldilocks zone. All right. People are going Goldilocks zone. I'm going to ask my panel here. Don't say what it is. Michael, do you know what Goldilocks zone is?
I do know what Goldilocks is.
All right.
Yes, I do.
David, do you know what the Goldilocks zone is?
No, I don't.
Mitchell?
Yes.
The Mitchell does. All right, so 2 of the 3 knew, and I bet Dave probably has a hint of what it is, and he may be closer than what you think. But anyway, hey, now here's your favorite segment that brings back a little history, brought to you by our great media partners, WEAG Eagle Country 106.3 FM, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Vellis. And, of course, the Bradford County Telegraph owner, John Miller, John Ryan and Elizabeth Tillman, who's going to be taking over the Sporting Chance, by the way, Mark Crawford, and, of course, sports guru, hey, all-writer guy, Cliff Smelly. Here's What's the Date? These are the headlines from the Bradford County Telegraph during the second week of April in what year? FBI foils KKK inmate murder plot. Overpass decision still months away. Stark woman hurt in Middleburg in a hit and run. And landfill board sets policies for charging customers. Was that March of 2015? March of 2016? Oh, look at there. Ha ha.
You're a month back.
I'm a month. I want to go back a month, but we're going to talk about that here in a minute. Was that April of 2015, April of 2016, or April of 2017? FBI foils KKK inmate murder plot. Overpass decision still months away. Stark woman hurt in Middleburg hit and run. Landfill board sets policy for charging customers. Was that April of 2015, April of 2016, or April of 2017? I love Dave. I was looking at Dave. His wheels are turning. He wants to see what these guys say. But let me help you, Dave. Let me help you. Let me help you out.
I think I
Know what?
heard the clue in there.
Okay. Well, let me give you some more clues. Thanks to a murder plot foiled by the FBI and other agencies, 3 correctional officers at the FDOC reception and medical center in Lake Butler were arrested. Listen to this, David, for plotting to kill a black inmate as part of their KKK involvement. Nothing about a proposed overpass of the railroad in Stark has been decided following a town meeting, and the Florida Department of Transportation continues studying alternatives and accepting input for months to come. 65-year-old Stark woman is critically injured on April 4th when she was hit by a vehicle while walking across the parking lot of a Middleburg area convenience store. A universal policy for the New River landfill means each of the member counties provide solid waste disposal sites, levying special assessments to cover the operating costs of those dumps, plus the cost of transporting and disposing of the waste at the landfill. So, FBI fools KKK inmate murder plot, overpass decision still months away, Stark woman hurt in Middleburg hit and run, landfill board sets policy for charging customers. Was that April of 2015, April of 2016, or April of 2017? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in and welcome aboard to On the Spot with David Rodgers. To my right is the handsome, the one and only, the local guru, the guy that knows all and bees all within the Bradford County region and even up a little north of Bradford County. He is the car show, the car racer, Mitchell Machine Gunner. Say hello, Mitchell.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jeez, David, after that, I'm speechless. I'm going to need a bag of ice because my head's about to swell.
To my left, not here. He is working. Mr. Byron Bagwell.
That's right.
We'll fill in for him. You just seen him on the weather right there. The handsome, the guy that knows it on the weather side, also writes our show, directs our show. Mr. Michael Heater. Say hello, Mike.
Good evening, folks. Glad to have you aboard.
And again, our senior producer, owns Harry Business, got the Goldilocks on him. That's Mr. Dave Holland. Say hello, David.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Again, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is your chance to answer this question. What we do is, well, first of all, can we turn the camera to Michael Heater? Because I need for Michael to tell who last month's winner was. Before we go. Who was last month's winner?
Well, last month's winner was Mary Tetstone, who is the mother of Alvy, who is one of our biggest fans.
Tammy Testone.
Tammy Testone. What was cool about that was that Tammy had only entered twice because it was a random pull out of the fire helmet that we use. But the more times that you play, the more times you get it right, the more times you write down your name, the better chance you have at winning the $25 gift certificate from the Downtown Grill.
There you go. So here we go. And look here. Now, he just said it, $25 gift card. What happens is, if you never played the game, you got to take a guess at the date that I just gave you and pick one. And if you're correct, you get your name put into a drawing. We put in a big fire hat at the end of the month. Us gentlemen, we pull a name out of there, and then, of course, we'll see who the winner is. Past winners, Raymond No. We have Shirley Bagwell. We have Mary Salvatore and Lydia Morris. And now, the newest one,
Miss Tammy Tetstone.
Miss Tammy Testone. 5 months in a row. You know who surprised me? I know when we first initially did this was Dwight Allen.
Right.
You know, Dwight Allen won that little first one that we did. But, you know, he's got a lot of interest in, and Dwight hadn't got his name pulled yet.
That's right.
I'm just wondering if that time is coming. But the more entries you get, of course, the better chance it is for you to win. $25 gift card to the Downtown Grill.
And again, it's completely random. Don't think that we're just planning.
Oh, absolutely
like
not.
But we pull the names out of a hat, but you stand a better chance at winning by making sure you tune in every episode and answering it correctly.
Yeah, and I tell you, what we do is, as I'm reading the comments and giving the answers to Michael, Michael's writing this down. And then what he does at the end, he takes a piece of paper. You did index cards last time. Index cards last time. And he wrote the name and, of course, the get. So when we put all those in that big fire hat, and we don't know who it is, we're just in there drawing randomly, Mitchell. So it could be you. But I can tell you what, you don't want to miss a dinner if you can get one on the Downtown Grill.
That's right, because you're getting some good food.
Ooh, you ain't kidding.
Or adult beverages.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever you want to spend it on. Owner Chrissy and Ricky Thompson have a wonderful venue down there. David Versace, welcome in. Roy Jackson, welcome in. Glenn Reeder, Miss Shirley Bagwell, Greg Rolls on, Todd Jordan, Benny Jackson, David Theus, Denny Ray Randolph, Billy Rayberg is watching. Sharon Pettiprin, the model. Good evening to you, Sharon. Raymond Noah is watching. Benny Jackson. My daughter Kristen is watching. Samantha Cook. Dana Rowan. John Garner from Pascagoula, Mississippi. Jimmy Sparks from Lake City. Good to see you, Jimmy. Randy Scoggins. Kristen Leon Guerrero says, Craig says, hey, Dad, from the USS Iwo Jima. Hey, that's where my son-in-law is. He is Hayes Gray and underway, and he's out there doing what we just said in that prayer, Mitchell. Protecting us.
That's right.
So we can do this show.
Not just protecting us.
No, everybody.
Protecting our Constitution.
Yes, and our great country.
That's right.
And I tell you, each and every one of those citizens, Craig, I'm so proud of you, man. Craig's a second class already. He's only been in just a little over 4 years. He's got right at 4 years now. Already a second class. He'll be up for E6. Hey, I said, man, make a career out of this thing. You know, stay the whole time, get a career out of it. You're still a young man when you get out, and you can go do something else. He's a wonderful husband to my daughter and my 2 grandsons, and I really, really appreciate him, Craig. God bless you, son. I hope you're watching the show if you can. I know they got some internet on that ship, so maybe he's watching the show as well. So here we go. David Saja. I see my buddies, David Summerall and John Garner, are watching. What's up, fellas? I think it is David Summerall, Mike. That's over in the Baton Rouge area. Okay. Joseph Sayers is on. David Versaja. Okay, here we go. Starting with some answers, Mike.
Okay.
2017, David Versaja.
Okay.
Benny Jackson, 2015. Okay. Dwight Allen, 2017. Okay. Dwight Allen says, good evening, fellow Patriots. Kristen says, what an intro. We try. Kristen, you know your dad. You know how he is. Roy Jackson says 2016. Coach Tomlinson is on. I'll tell you what, I'll get into this, Coach. Stay on. I'll get into this on Mitchell's segment. What I want to talk, your cornhole tournament. Sharon Pettiprin, the model, says 2017. Roger Cruz, hello. Austin's Weather Service is on. Randy Brooks, Roger Cruz says 2018. Jimmy Langley says 2015. I guess I got to hook y'all up with some ribs, Dwight Allen says. The bribe. The bribe is on. Do we take bribes here?
It is birthday month.
Yeah, his is. Yeah, his is the 10th. Byron's is the 9th. It's crazy. Byron's is the 9th. Dwight Allen's is the 10th, and mine's the 11th.
And I'm the 21st.
And you're the 21st.
And Barry Cup's 20th.
And Barry Cup, yeah, look at there. Jim Manetti, a lot of her birthday. And Shelley's is the 29th. And a guy, do you remember Matt Eunice? Yeah. Matt Eunice's is the 28th. It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of good people was born in April.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel surrounded.
You feel surrounded, yeah. Chris has said hello to Roger. Lydia Morris is on. Lydia says 2015. I will be making a surprise appearance very soon back on the show. I'm done being the IT guy behind the stage. That's, you know who. Yes. Austin. I think he's missing the being on the camera there.
He can have it. Come on back.
Up for first class. Chris said he's up for first class in September. Yeah, okay. That's even better. The model says she can't wait. Edward Pettiprin, the husband, says 2017. So you can catch the replay of our shows, Yvonne, on the spot at 7 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday and Sunday. They are premiered like a live format on YouTube. Our YouTube channel here is /YouTube.com, /YouTube.com/channel/you. And he's got some more stuff down here that I just ain't going to read. You'll have to go back and check that out, or we'll put it. We'll post the link on our page. Miss Bagwell, Mom, good evening. How are you? Caitlin Casto of 228 Candle Company.
That's right.
She's on.
Oh, very good.
Good evening. Yes, we've got an order in, and I guess we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Miss Bagwell says 2017. Raymond No says 2015. Hey, you forgot someone's birthday. I did? Who's that? Yours, Austin? Is Austin's in April? Is Donald's in April? Did I forget? Tell me, Austin, I forgot who. I thought I named everybody.
Probably his.
It's probably his. All right. Again, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, you ready for the answer? I'll give you just another second to pop that answer in. Yes, I'm going to go around the table. And David's like, I was sitting here thinking so hard about it. He's like, I know, I want to get my answer. Michael, I'm going to let you start.
I got the inside track on this one, so I'm going to skip it.
You want to skip?
I'm going to skip.
You already know it.
I know the answer.
Okay, David? So you don't have nothing to go by right now because I went straight to you.
Yeah.
I will say though that I bet the answer is pretty sweet.
The overpass
Is throwing you a little bit, or is that what's helping
It's
you?
kind of put me in a
Quandary?
15, 16, or 17. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to split it with 16.
You're going to go 16, okay? Mitchell? Let me ask this. Do you actually know it by any of the hints?
Well, I think at this time this year, there was a big meeting,
Okay?
and a lot of businesses were at that meeting.
Okay?
And they were worried what was going to happen to their businesses, how they were going to be relocated. A lot
Okay.
of these questions came up during that meeting. I'm going to say it was 2016.
You're going to go 16, okay? All right. I think that's it, man. I don't see anything else coming through, Michael.
I may be wrong, but
Well, let's see. David had nothing to gauge, but he went with 16 as well. Let's see what happens. And the answer is, wait for it. Ready, Mitchell? Oh, boy. April 2016.
Oh,
The two panel guys got it.
That's it.
And wow.
Sweet 16.
Let me ask you something. Very slim pickings. How many said that, by
One.
the way? One.
Roy Jackson.
Roy Jackson. Uh-oh, somebody came. Austin's weather service came in. It's in 2016.
Well, he's
Part of the crew.
Yeah, it don't count.
Hey, this is your answer, Austin, for this week. Sorry.
you got it right.
Yeah,
but
you
no
got it right,
reward.
but no reward. Janet rolls on. All right, let's continue on. So, I tell you what, I want to thank all of y'all for joining us tonight, and we'll be right back after this commercial break to go to the round table, Mitchell.
That's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the round table. It's time for the round table alongside Mitchell, Byron. The round table is where we open up the phone lines, Mitchell. Do you want to read off that number?
Sure, it's 904-458-7588. If the line is busy, you can leave a message and we will read your message on the air. You can also try to call back if you wish.
Or you can put it right here on the comments column that
That's
I'm
right.
monitoring right here and say, hey, I'll try to call. If the line is busy, like Mitchell said, call back, leave a message, and I tell you what, we'll get to your call. There's no doubt about it. We've had some great interviews. We know that works. We've had some people call in. So, phone lines are wide open right here. I'm going to give it just a few minutes because we want to continue on with the show. Phone line is now open, 904-458-7588. If the line is busy, you can leave a message and we will read your message on the air. You can also try to call back if you wish. Or what else, Mitchell?
Hey, you can just put it on the scroll up and we can read it out right there.
There
Hey, and
you
you know
go.
what? We want people to call. If you have a question about something in your area and you can't get the answer for it, hey, give us a call. We may be able to track the answer down for you and have it on the next Tuesday night show.
Right. Before we get into that, Mitchell, I see that some of your segments up right here, but I want to talk about this cornhole tournament really
Oh, man,
quick.
what a great opportunity
Yeah, great
to
opportunity.
raise some money.
You know they're trying to get the booster club back, the
Right.
football booster club back. You know the band boosters been over there, man, just eating up all those profits from their concession stand. So now the football boosters are starting to open up their football concession stand, and they're trying to get some people in there that are, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That want to be members. And I know some of like Cindy Fudge and some people like that are big tornado boosters. So let me just talk about this cornhole tournament, and then we'll get over to you, Mitchell. Brian, if you're still on, cornhole tournament, May 7th. We're going to have some music. We're going to have some raffles there. That's going to be.
Have a champion right here?
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
well, we'll talk about that later.
Yes, sir.
David Hurst Stadium. Check-in time is at 6 p.m. if you want to play. Start time is at 6:30. 3-game minimum. So you're going to play 3 games no matter what, Mitchell, even if the Dragon Slayer goes 0 for 3.
Easy there, Tex.
Yeah, well, by the way, the Dragon Slayer, a big apology, and I've got to match $20 to his favorite charity.
You don't see
Because you know what?
You don't see the tiara that he's wearing right now that
Oh,
says
God.
Cornhole Champion?
No, I see one that says Baylor Bears. Boy, oh boy. Did they beat the mess out of Gonzaga last night?
That's surprising.
That was very surprising.
Hard.
Oh, God, it was, man.
Called it.
Yep. As a matter of fact, Michael was the only one on the show that went with Baylor. The rest of us went with Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I ain't going to spend too much time on it with this sports. In a one-game setting, anything can happen. And I do believe that Gonzaga, that overtime victory with UCLA, took a lot out of them.
I totally agree.
Yeah, and the sports announcers were making reference to that, and yeah, they were. Not that it's an excuse, but Gonzaga's a good team. They're still a good team. They got a good program. They didn't make history last night because they lost that game, so there is no undefeated champion. They could have made history last night. Baylor looked sharper. They played a lot better defense, making a lot of three-pointers. You can't trade 3 for 2. There's no way. If you're doing that, you're going to lose the ball game no matter what. And they lost by 16 points, 86-70.
But hey, Gonzaga gets another banner.
Yes,
Good
they
up
do.
for making it to the Final Four.
Yep. They get a national second runner-up, pretty much. Yeah.
Second runner-up. So,
and they got a good program. And
They do.
For the last 20 years. Now they're a blue blood. They're not Cinderella anymore.
No,
They're blue blood. Did you know they got the #1 recruiting class coming in? Oh, Mark Few is just lining them up. And I don't know how many of these boys are coming back, but no. Let me ask something really quick. You picked Baylor.
I did.
If they played 5 games, how many games does Baylor win in a 5-game series?
Back to back? Like
No. If you were to play all 5, what would the count be? 3-2 Baylor.
3-2 Gonzaga.
You think
Oh,
you think 3-2 Gonzaga?
I
You just thought they.
I
You think they?
think in the long run,
Yeah.
I think in the long run, you're looking at the good possibility of having, Baylor is a good team. All of the teams that made it to the Final Four were great teams.
Yeah, they
I think
were.
the secret, Dave, what you're talking about here is that Gonzaga has the ability to bring in a better crowd, like your second string, your third string, like that.
Yeah.
Baylor's got it powerful up front and can play a great game and can rotate some people in. But in a 5-game stretch, I got to give it to Gonzaga. I picked Baylor on this one because I thought that they could shoot the 3 better off and do that, which is what they did. But if you had to put them back to back to back for 5-game stretch, I think Gonzaga would take it.
I really do think.
Gonzaga would too.
I think it's Gonzaga 3-2. David, you think so? Gonzaga 3-2. David thinks so as well. Michael just made a great pick, and I think Michael's seen where we actually seen that game with Baylor. Remember when we was doing the show, and they won with ease. I knew they was going to be rested, and then when Gonzaga played that overtime game, I knew that may come back to haunt them. That takes a lot of energy out of you.
Because I think Gonzaga thought they were going to go in there, and it wasn't going to be as hard as it actually turned out to be.
No.
And UCLA, boy, they had their game plan, and they played
Could've won that game.
almost
Should've
to
won that game.
perfection.
Yeah.
They done a great job.
Yeah, they did. But I want to get off of that a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but I want to congratulate Michael on that. The only person to pick Baylor out of this crew anyway. So, contact information, contact Coach Brian Thomas and talk about the Cornhole Tournament, 386-965-6902, or Coach Caleb Dukes, 386-867-5202. Last day of signups is May the 5th. Your team's already in, right? All right. You're going to be racing. Me and David's going to be covering this event for On the Spot with David Rodgers.
Right.
We'll be out there covering all this. And it's $100 per 2-man team, $100 tournament sponsorship. So first place, listen to this. This is where Michael says undefeated. First place, $300. Yep. Whoa. Second place, $200. Third place, $100. Get your money back.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is some of these people that place in this probably get that money back.
Oh, I imagine so.
Depending who it is. But this is all to benefit the Tornado Touchdown Club. Got a great-looking team coming back. We've moved down to 1A, and we've got a great schedule. And early prediction, real quick. You know what they're saying? A lot of the sports writers.
I'll say Bradford at least wins 9 games.
They're talking Bradford versus Madison County for the state championship.
Yeah.
That's what prognosticators are saying right now. We'll find out. Madison County comes here toward the end of the season, the game before last. So we'll see what
And they'll
happens.
have to turn around and play each other again.
Yep, cornhole tournament. Make sure you sign up. All right, let's jump right into the latest around our community with Mitchell Gunner. Here's What's the Scoop?
Community happenings and topics with our own local voice on current events, Mr. Mitchell Gunter.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. I want to mention that Fellowship of Christian Athletes now meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. in the Media Center. Everyone is invited to attend, and of course this is at the Bradford High School. Freshmen and sophomores take the FSA writing test on Wednesday. Seniors will be in the cafeteria taking the civics test.
Yeah, let me mention something about that really quick, Mitchell. That right there is very important.
It is.
You have to have that. For freshmen and sophomores, of course, it's mandatory. There's no way around that. And the civics test is part of the seniors' graduation package.
That is correct. Students with no tardies in March are invited to a breakfast picnic this Friday morning during first period. So if you don't have any tardies, please make sure that you are able to attend.
David Rodgers, sorry, missed your call. Did you want to get on the air?
Hold on just a second.
We may have a caller.
We might have a
Mitchell,
caller.
I'll tell you.
Hold on just a moment.
All right.
Who's calling?
So we're trying to find out. Okay. So we're going to keep moving on.
Okay, also at the high school, cheer tryouts are this week in the high school gym.
Yeah.
Upward Bound will be on the campus during lunch on Monday. Order your 2021 yearbooks now. The price is $70.
I do believe after this, they need time to print it and get it together. I think after this month, it's it, pretty much,
That's right.
So
That's
you
right.
may want to make sure you get your yearbook.
You know,
All right. We have a first-time caller watches the show. A good friend of mine that we went to school with right here, Mr. David Rodgers. Welcome in. How's it going, brother?
Going fine, going fine.
Hey. What? How you liking the show, David?
Love it.
I hear you. You need to tell everybody in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and that surrounding area that we're on, and get some of our old classmates on.
Yeah, I need to do that.
They-
I'm going to get out of this house and get up with some of the old classmates and get them on the show.
Speaking of old classmates, we got a reunion on the 25th, don't we, of September?
Yep.
So that should definitely be good. What do you want to talk about tonight, Dave?
I just want to tell everybody that's listening, if they want the best candles in the world, to order one of Caitlin's candles from 228 Candle Company. They are the bomb.
All right. Hey, to 228 Candle Company. That's exactly right. Caitlin Casto, owner out of Pascagoula, Mississippi. As a matter of fact, we've got an order in, David, for that. I know that Michael wanted a gunpowder. I think David wanted a gunpowder. Mitchell wanted a Downy. I wanted an apple cinnamon. I believe Byron wanted a. Did he want gunpowder too?
hair bun smell.
Oh, hair bun. That's right. Hair bun smell. The man bun smell. I think Caitlin said she was working on that. And there was a couple of our viewers that wanted one as well. So definitely looking forward to that. Caitlin is going to have those ready, right, David? Pretty soon?
Yeah, I believe she's going to ship them either Friday or Monday.
Okay.
Maybe Saturday. She ran out of jars for the 16-ounce candles.
Right.
You got to wait till some more 16-ounce jars come in on Friday, and then she's going to pour them and send them out.
Okay. That sounds good, David. So we'll make sure we cash app her that money. And, of course, we'll be receiving those fine candles. How's the weather in Mississippi today?
It's not too bad.
I hear you. I hear you. All right, David. Well, appreciate you calling in. Thank you for plugging Caitlin on the 228 Candle Company. And I tell you what, keep tuning in to the show. You can call in anytime, David, if you have a question for us. Glad to have you aboard and glad to have you as one of our viewers.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be plugging my scuba diving sportswear soon.
Hey, that sounds good too. Hey, we'd love to hear about that. So, again, thank you, David, for calling in. That's David Versaggio right there, ladies and gentlemen, out of Van Cleve, Mississippi, tuning in and calling in about the 228 Candle Company. We're starting to get people, Mitchell, from all over the region.
I tell you what, it smells good.
Yes, it does. Yeah,
man, it smells great.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I wish you could later on go into making air fresheners for cars that you stick, in your.
She does, as a matter of fact.
She does.
She does. So we'll have to get with
Yeah,
her
we'll
on
have
that.
to do
Maybe
that.
she'll send us a little pamphlet when we get our order.
Definitely. I could use
right.
that in the car.
There you go. Mitchell, what
All
you
right, I
got?
want to jump back into our local news.
Yep.
Stark firefighters save a home on Lake Street in Stark over the weekend after a kitchen caught on fire during the night. There were no injuries.
Nice.
So that's always a plus when you don't have anybody injured. On April the 10th, now this is something that you might want to do.
Okay.
On April 10th from noon to 5 p.m., there will be boat races at Lakeside Park in Lake Butler.
Ooh.
And this is free to all spectators.
Wow.
So if you want to go, you might want to get there a little early to
Yep.
make sure that you got you a spot to watch all the action.
As a matter of fact, I will be there because I've got to cut their grass around the area early that morning before they.
very
Yeah.
good. Maybe they can take you for a ride on one of those boats.
Is that how they're going to pay me? Hey, I'll take it. All right. It's good.
I'd love to see you scoot across the water doing almost 100.
What, on my back?
Hey,
Whichever.
that'd make it even more fun to watch.
Oh, boy. All right. Next.
All right, an event that's coming up on April the 17th is We Love Our Pets event from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Montgomery Center off of State Road 100 at the split by Tony's gas station on Southeast 9th Avenue. They will have like a pet pantry. They're going to have kids crafts, raffles, pet therapy, education, adoption, and also discounts on spade and neuter your information for your pets.
Boy, I've got a cat that I really need to get done there. So spade. So I may take her. Well, no, I can't. We're going to be gone. I'm going to have Shelly take her.
No, you're going to be.
We're going to be at another place.
Yeah,
we'll
talk about that here in just a minute. The City of Stark will hold its City Commissioner meeting. Actually, it's tonight.
Right now.
And the meeting started at 5:30 p.m. this afternoon. Also, there is a large lane clearing operation in a large pile burns west of Stark behind Southern Village Apartments. If you are in Stark, you have probably seen the smoke each day. A new housing development is going up there.
All right.
So more houses are coming in. That means, guess what? Our population is growing, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that and how it affects one of our departments here in Bradford County.
Okay.
Bradford County Health Department is now making COVID-19 vaccination appointments for all Floridians age 18 and up. Schedule an appointment by contacting the Health Department at 904-964-7732.
Nice.
And mention about, more development and more people coming to Bradford County and this area. I actually had the privilege of sitting down this past week with the fire chief and also public safety director Alan Parrish and David Rodgers to discuss a lot of things that they're looking at, and one of these things are money, budget,
right?
And the problem is our fire department and our EMTs work on a very small budget every year, and it makes it really hard for them. But I'll tell you what, they're making it work right now. But as as we continue to grow as a community, that's going to put more strain on our department. And one of the things that might pop back up is a tax assessment again,
Right.
for the county. Now, last time we talked about this tax assessment, it was over $300.
Right.
And, a lot of people were totally against it.
Right.
And, like I talked to Mr. Parrish, I told him, I said, hey, I think what they've done, they just overshot too high
Yes.
on that. And
We said that on our show
right,
when we thought that.
it scared everybody. And I think what they should do is concentrate on a lower amount to do a tax assessment. Fire assessment actually is what it's going to be. And help. Now, another thing that I might bring up to the board at the next county commissioner meeting is impact fees.
Right.
And, in Bradford County, you don't have to pay impact fees building,
Right.
new houses and developments like what we just talked about.
Maybe they should.
And the thing is, I'm not saying that we need to make it high like
No.
Alachua County or Clay County. I mean, I think in Clay County it's like $14,000
Right.
that you have to pay. But, if we could go even like, $5,000,
Right.
and you look at it in a number of spreading it out over a 30-year mortgage, it doesn't quite hurt that much.
Right.
And the same thing as lowering the tax, the fire assessment down a little lower as well.
Right.
You spread it out, and you're looking at maybe a dollar or so a day,
Right.
and it doesn't hurt as much. And so these are some things that that might be coming up in the near future toward our county board to discuss.
We're going to have some of these gentlemen on our show too, right?
Yes,
Or we're trying to get them
We're
on
trying
our
to get Mr. Parrish to come on,
Right.
and also Chief Carter, and also Dylan Rodgers may be
Right.
joining us as well.
Right.
We're trying to get them on. I've also reached out to Commissioner Danny Riddick about coming on the show
Right.
as well. He can actually come on with them, or we can do it a separate night,
Right.
whatever they wish. But we also done a lot of discussing on the fire station,
Right.
10 that's out there on 21B,
That's right.
and their efforts of working on getting improvements there as well. And one of the things that I brought up to them is maybe if we could rename that building as an annex, that might buy us some time and give us that opportunity to upgrade what needs to be upgraded. And then after we get to that point, we can switch it back to a fire station. That way we're staying within code. I've never had a problem with the building per se. I think it's a good building.
Yeah.
It just needed a couple of things,
I think you had a problem with the amenities in the building. What needed?
Well, I'm not really concerned about the amenities as much as I am
the
about
safety.
the safety.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The safety amenities.
The safety part,
part.
of it, having a fire alarm panel in there and so forth.
Well, we talked
And
about the sprinklers,
right,
and those kind of things there. So
right, and I'm telling you, they listened to me and I listened to them, and it was a great conversation to be open. Mr. Parrish, he says, "Hey, I'll tell everybody just the way it is.
Yep.
If someone asks me a question, that's the way I'm going to present it."
Yep.
And I told him, instead of going all into detail tonight about it, I would, have them on the show and have it come right out of the horse's mouth per se.
Yep.
And get a lot of things out in the open so people knows what's going on. And I tell you, both our EMTs and our fire department, they're doing a great job. They're
Yes.
very hard workers, and I just love the ability where if you have to pick up that phone for an emergency, someone's coming to help you.
Yes.
And so my hat's off to both of those departments, and also Mr. Dr. Pete Giannis for all of his hard work down there in training these men and women. And, they won't put these people out on these trucks.
Absolutely not.
Not until Dr. Pete Giannis says, hey, they met all the requirements. They know what they're doing under every situation before they get on that truck.
Right.
And also, hats off to both the chief and Alan Parrish, because they've also got EMTs.
Yep.
Working right along with the firefighters, crossover training and stuff that has been going on, and that just betters your department. I
Yes,
think.
it does. I fully agree. I said that one of the best departments in the state is sitting right here in Bradford County. So we now have 6 ambulances,
Right.
12-hour unit in Hillebron Springs, and 2 in Stark, 1 in Sam City, 1 in Lottie, 1 in Thressel.
Right. And,
So we've got it all covered.
right, and I tell you, the way they coordinate is awesome. When say if you get two calls at 2 stations and they're having to take off and work there, they'll move another fire truck and centrally locate it so they can be in a great response time. And I'll tell you what, that's a lot of logistics that's going on there to make all those moving parts work.
You got that right. And I tell you, yeah, and dispatching, of course,
Right.
everybody,
Dispatchers.
everybody that's involved with that. What a great job they've done, and they're doing. Like I said, I'd put our sheriff's department, EOC, against anybody in the state of Florida, and I guarantee you, we'd be right up there at the top with everybody.
And I tell you, these men and women, they're not making a killing working here, but like Mr. Parrish told me, they like to work here because they feel like they're working more as a family.
Right.
Than anywhere else in the state of Florida. They feel like they're more like family here. And I tell you, that what makes a tight-knit group work together a whole lot better as when you have that kind of
camaraderie.
Thank you.
Within your departments, absolutely. I wanted you to talk about that impact fee, and then we'll move on. But you were talking about that impact fee for new buildings and things like that, and then we talked about that tax assessment that we had about a year and a half ago that we talked about a year and a half. So year and a half. So somewhere in there,
maybe almost 2 years.
2 years now.
But the thing is, if you can work both of them together. Neither one of them have to be extremely high.
Right.
If you can work them together, it helps out because a little bit of money is better than no money at all.
Right.
And we want these people to be able to have all the tools that they need to perform their job.
Well,
because when you fall down and someone calls 911 for you, you want them to be there as fast as they can. Because I tell you what, when it comes to someone having a heart attack.
Ooh.
You're talking about seconds of chances of surviving a massive heart attack.
Right.
And so you want these people to be at your door knocking on it as soon as possible, within minutes.
I agree with what you said about them. We got some good. First of all, we got some great county commissioners. They do a good job for the most part. They've got our interest at hand.
Right.
But I think they overshot on that when they put out $300.
I think it was just a little bit too high.
I don't know how they got their numbers. We talked about how they got their numbers, but I did some research, Michael, David, and Mitchell. If I told you $8.97, what do you think I'd be talking about, Michael?
The taxes levied per year for emergency services.
Okay, nice guess, David.
Gallon of gas.
Not
In
yet, but
2
it might
years.
get there.
In 2 years, yes. Mitchell.
I'm with Michael.
$8.97 is the average wage in Bradford County
Oh,
Right.
per hour. Average wage per hour in Bradford County. Now, I want you to do the math. Now, this is the average, okay? An average. So you're asking somebody to pay a $300 tax assessment, or that's what they wanted,
Right.
to pay a $300 tax assessment. Let's say Mary Jane Polk. She is a single mom with 2 kids making $8.97 an hour. She's barely got any kind of insurance, anything like that. She's just barely making ends meet. So let's call it $9 an hour. That's $360 a week. Right. She's going to get taxed off of that, right, Mike? Right. So depends how she claims. Let's say she brings $300 home. Let's just say they take the $60. That's $1,200 a month you're asking that young lady to take care of her kids on. Now, $300 per year, right?
Right.
You divide that. That's still $30 a month. Is that still $30 a month? That's $30 a month. You're asking her to take off $1,200. So now she's got to go by an $1,170 budget. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I think our county commissioners overshot it a little bit.
Right.
And like you said, no money. I mean, some money is better than no money.
Right.
And I think when they heard all this, I think they finally put two and two together and go, whoa, maybe we overshot this.
Right. And the thing is, no one wants to pay more taxes than what they have to.
Right.
But my thing is, like me and Mr. Parrish talked, and all of us there in that office that day, are you going to let that's, if you break it down by a month,
right,
keep you from getting the services?
See, and Michael's been in this business a long time, and I can tell you right now, Michael, tell me if I'm wrong here. It doesn't matter if you're making $8.97 an hour or $18.97 an hour. Everybody's going to get the same service, right? Or they should get the same service.
I want to tell you, you're going to get the same exact service from Mr. Parrish.
Yeah. What do you think,
Mike? I can tell
Mike?
you that right now.
What do you think, Mike?
Well, I think you're spot on with that, because what we're talking about is emergency services are just that. They're a needy service. And unfortunately, that's where the bulk of the taxes go into. Making sure that we have the ability to fund it to make sure it's sustainable.
Right, and Michael, when you look at your ambulance people and your medics, your paramedics and your first responders going, I guarantee you they're not going, oh, Betty Jo Smith, she makes $8.97 an hour, she needs some help, but hey, look at here, Richard Wilson. He makes $110 an hour. We're going to go get Mr. Richard Wilson first before we go get her. That doesn't happen, and it never will happen.
That's not going to happen here.
It doesn't matter what you make or what you pay in taxes. That's not, Michael. Is that ever going to happen?
No, absolutely not. Again, it's first come, first serve, and what we're talking about, and what we're really looking at is we provide a service. It's expected that we don't turn a profit. Now, surprisingly, Bradford County actually has a higher percentage of recoup of money spent on emergency services. Now, that's not saying much because it's just a little over half. And they still get a lot of money from insurance companies and that sort of thing like that. So there will always be public safety. That is a requirement by state statute that we provide public safety. The sheriff's office, your local municipalities, fire rescue services, that sort of thing like that. The concern that we're dealing with here is how do we sustain it, and more so, how do we enhance it? The fact that ambulances they're rolling emergency rooms, and now that Bradford County has 6 ambulances on the road, as we're talking about now, going to make that ambulance in Hilbert Springs a 24-hour unit, and then maybe add a 7th ambulance down the road. Those are the counties that are, not much smaller than Bradford County that only have 1 or 2. So to be able to manage the budget that we run on our public safety budget is pretty impressive.
It is, and I tell you, Michael, we're very fortunate because when it comes to paying the bills, they actually recruit quite a bit of money back because people do pay their bills.
Yeah, they do.
And so that's a big help as well. And I tell you, I guarantee you that Bradford gets back more money for their services than Alachua County does.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, and I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, for people that are watching, not in this region, yes, we're using Bradford County as our guideline because we live here.
Right.
And that's where most of our local news from. But that's in every city, every county, in every state should be doing this same thing that Michael just broke down.
Right.
If they're not, there is an issue going on somewhere, and that needs to be brought up to somebody, your city commissioners, your county commissioners, or whatever. So, David, you live in Van Cleve. Van Cleve should be providing the same services. Caitlin, you live in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Same thing. Tony Black, you live in Tallahassee. Same thing. It doesn't matter where you live at in this great United States. Every city, every county, every municipality, as Michael said, should be doing this same thing.
Right. And now, when I talk about the impact feeds for new construction of homes and stuff, I think one of the things that should happen is there'd be a special meeting and let area contractors come in that build houses here in
Sure.
Bradford County and businesses.
Yeah.
And let there be an open discussion on the floor what those impact fees should be. Let there be a little bit of a negotiation
Sure.
there, and not just slam them with this because we don't want to hurt them when it comes to building.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. We don't need no $14,000 impact fees like they do over in Clay.
Right.
We can go much cheaper than that. And so no one struggles anywhere.
Right.
And that's where I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Make it where our department can be successful
It's functional and successful.
and
Right.
functional,
Yep.
and also not break the backs of people here in Bradford County.
That are trying.
There's got to be a good gray area that everybody can talk and negotiate and get things
Yeah.
where they need to be.
I want to stay in your segment real quick, Mitchell, because I need to ask Mr. Michael Heater something. I just got a question asked to me and said, I know you all do a lot of local and regional news, Mike. They want to know, like, people in maybe Tallahassee, Pascagoula, Van Cleve, Ocean Springs, Dothan, or whatever, if you can pull some regional news or a story from each one of those places that we can talk about.
Absolutely, not a problem at all. If you're interested in having your community featured on the spot with David Rodgers, let us know where you are. We're happy to put together the news. We have a variety of sources. We have a working relationship with United Press International to get some of our national news. You see that on the crawler that goes across the bottom of the screen. We have, we get local sources, and it's not just taking it from a local television station. No, we actually have breaking news. We have a partnership excuse me, where we get breaking news for house fires, crashes, that sort of thing locally. We can do the same thing for your neighborhood as well. We can probably give you information that your local media hasn't even gotten yet.
Okay, thank you, Mike. That was a great breakdown here. Let me just go over a few
Sure,
comments
go
here.
ahead, Dave.
So, Will Smith says, hello, fellas. Hello, Will Smith. Byron says, real quick, Mitchell Gunner, what is the deal with the 60 Minutes interview with our governor? That interview. I mean, we can get into that if y'all want, but maybe we want to get into that in another segment. But it was dealing with COVID, right?
I believe so.
Yes.
I haven't got to watch it, but one thing I was going to talk about, and I'll go ahead and hit it while we're talking about the governor. This past Friday, he did sign an executive order that no Floridian will have to have a passport card showing that they have got the COVID vaccine. So none of us will have to worry about that. And also, I think there's some discussion that I've called Jennifer Bradley's office, our state senator, trying to get some information and make sure I'm correct and see if the mask mandates on there as well, that people were trying to make people wear masks in their stores and by county government, if that's also been exempt. In that executive order. And hopefully I'll find out something by next Tuesday night, and I'll have that for you. I know they're kind of busy right now, and he said that he would try to get back with me.
Okay.
He said, now, if you don't hear back from me today, please give me a call tomorrow morning. But then again, we won't be back on until Tuesday night.
Did y'all see also the story, and I'm going to turn it back over to Michael. He's got a little information on the 60 Minutes deal with our governor. But did y'all see where the flight attendant was trying to make that little 2-year-old put on a face mask?
Yes.
Boy, that got ugly really quick. So, you got to watch out how you do these things. I know at Bradford High School, it is not mandatory. It is asked that you wear one.
Right.
But it is not mandatory.
And the whole thing is, David, if you think you're going into an area, I think enough of people have the common sense to wear a mask if they think that they're going to be around, too many people, and the risk is high. Depending on where you're at, compared to being outside in the open.
Right.
We was at the car show at the Strawberry Festival. How many masks did you see people wearing?
Not many.
No.
Not very many. It's outside. People spread out. There's no sense in wearing it.
Yeah, and no, I don't dye my hair. Turn it over to Michael there really quick. He's going to go, I'll just leave it at that. Michael, what do you have in on the 60 Minutes thing, just real quick?
Absolutely. Okay, so really quick, for those of you that didn't watch 60 Minutes last Sunday night, the governor's office of Florida has taken issue with CBS and 60 Minutes because of the way that the show was done. The recordings, the raw video that was put together, clearly featured the entire package and process of what Governor DeSantis has directed for the COVID vaccination process, the immunizations, and everything that goes into the whole thing like that. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, they proceeded to axe out a lot of the information and conveniently leaving in certain things that came across as contradictory to what was actually going on, and was also a little bit aggressive in towards against the governor and against how Florida's doing in compared to other states. The issue that they're raising is that you didn't ask anybody from New York State, didn't ask anybody from California, didn't ask anybody from Illinois, where you've got the strictest lockdowns, and yet their numbers are higher, both in illnesses reported and deaths reported. Now, we understand that there's going to be issues. We had a major spike down in South Florida during spring break. That's to be expected. But Governor DeSantis was very adamant about the fact that if you're going to report a story, report it fairly and clearly and accurately. That's what we try to do here. We tend to lean certain ways at certain times, but at least you'll get the full story on us. And CBS was being called out for that one. So if you haven't seen the interview, you can go back and watch it, judge for yourself. But I think after you read the entire context of what happened in the story, and then you watch the 60 Minutes version of it like that, you'll see the reason why that CBS is labeled one of the fake news organizations by the previous Trump administration and by many Americans.
And also, Michael, they took a lot of things that he said, and as you said, way out of context.
Exactly.
That was the big kicker.
That's what they do. And I know that's how they operate.
They took a lot of things way out of context of what he said, because he came back and adamantly said that is pretty much what I did not say that. You need to go back and check your facts, check your history on this story, and then, of course, the time constraints thing and all this and all that. So, like Michael said, go back and watch that and judge for yourself.
Definitely. And I think he's done a great job for the state
Absolutely.
of Florida. Our economy's rolling pretty well. There are some county governments that's got their own little thing going on.
Right.
That's a little bit different than everybody else's, and it's still hurting some businesses. But all in all, that's not his fault. That's those counties' board members' fault,
right? And
city commissioners' fault in those other locations. Go ahead.
Let me I just want to get there, and then I'm gonna let you get back on that. Gail Allen's watching. Say hello to Gail. Shirley Bagwell says there's a new coffee shop downtown, but haven't had a chance to go yet. It looks so great. Desserts and coffee.
Yes. It's
what's the name of it?
It's called, I believe it's called Sasses.
It is.
Sasses is opened up on Call Street, and actually getting a lot of positive reviews from it as well.
Yep.
There's a number of businesses that have opened up. For those of you that caught the little on the spot live we did last night, What's the Scoop? The What's the Scoop did their soft opening last night until 10 p.m. Their grand opening is forthcoming. They're going to be advertising with that. They're going to be one of our big sponsors. Matter of fact, What's the Scoop is going to be sponsoring What's the Scoop with Mitchell Gunter as we move forward from this point on. You've also got Strickland Scoop, which is a small little shop there behind Home Sweet Bone. Mark Strickland and family own that package deal together. The little coffee shop opening up, Sasses, on Call Street. So new businesses coming into the community.
Sap Station.
That's it, Sap Station. Excuse me. You're right. That thing.
Yeah.
I don't do coffee, so I will apologize in advance. But yes, but I've heard from a certain young lady at City Hall that it's really good. So if you get the opportunity to check that out and support all the local businesses in the community, especially the downtown or downtown.
I'm wondering something about Sap Station, Mike. I'm wondering if Miss Shirley Bagwell's making the desserts there. That's a possibility. Maybe Shirley's not telling us all the scoop, as you would say, about this thing. I bet she's making some desserts down there, David. What do you think? She's the one that brought that up. Let's see. Byron, good evening, brother. I didn't get a chance to. Good evening, brother. Infidels, patriots, and miscreants. How about that? Raymond, I went the day they opened. Very nice place. He says, very nice. Trip Bryant's on. Matthew Watson, Donald Stevens, Kurt Miracle is on. Hello, Kurt. Hope you've seen your commercial. I know my trailer's still there. I hope you found an axle for me. I need to get those two Skags back up and running. So, Cindy Bates is on from Pascagoula, Mississippi. Ricky Autistic and Pepper Autistics, that's her son. They do a wrestling deal, LCCW. Boom. Yeah, I used to do that. Do we have a call, Mike? Okay. So, anyway, they do a wrestling deal. Their next one is going to be in May. I forgot where it's going to be at, but I'll get the information and I will forward that on. Guess who's watching? Elizabeth, John, and Ryan Tillman's watching. Hello, guys. Hey, love the Bradford County Telegraph, and I can't wait till the sporting. Oh, my goodness. Chance. Oh, man, they're going to have a lot of good stuff in there, especially that tornado stuff.
There you go.
Jeff Goins. Hey, I did not know Jeff Goins moved. He says hello from Vidalia, Georgia.
Wow. By golly, I bet you we can come up with a 4.
I bet we can. And let me tell you
I
something.
bet he can send us some onions.
You know what? I was just getting ready to say. Jeff, if you're still on, when is the date of the Vidalia Onion Festival? They have one up there.
they
I've
do.
been up there a couple of times. Outstanding. They've got rides and things like that. A lot of, man, we ought to go do a show from up there. Man, depending on when it is. Vidalia, we can take a little road trip.
I heard you can eat those onions like an apple.
You can. Buddy, you can. They are so golly, man. No, oh my God. Robert Thornton. Sheree Alvarez is on. Kristen Leon Guerrero. Oh, lies. Uh-oh. Time constraints my foot. Tammy Tap. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot.
Ready?
One, two, three. Hello, Alfie. So there we go. Anyway, Tammy Testone, if you didn't get a chance to hear, we'll get it to you. You are the winner of the $25 gift certificate from the Downtown Grill. We'll make sure you get that for being our winner on what? What's the day? Man, you can play too. Spin, spin, spin. Watch the whole interview. Byron says hello. Karen Crook, hello. The lies was about the hair dyeing. Kristen calls me out. She says, the lies was about the hair dyeing, by the way. Kristen, you're calling your own dad out? I don't dye my hair, do I, Dave?
No.
All right.
Maybe I
Miracle.
should, though.
Oh, Kurt Miracle says my trailer is done, so I'm going to have to call him, find out what that's all about. Ben Carter is watching.
Yep.
Jeff Goins, April 24th and 25th is that Vidalia Onion Festival. Ooh, we would have to look at our calendars. The 24th and 25th of April. Mike, oh, man. Let me tell you what.
That's my birthday weekend.
Oh, man.
And that's also Jeep Beach in Daytona Beach.
Okay, well, then, them onions are better with liver. That's the White Allen. Those Vidalia onions are better. Yes, I agree. Byron would not agree. Kristen says, Kristen says, Dave knows better than anyone, and she put a smiley face about the dye. Anyway, go ahead, Mitchell.
All right.
Lighten them up here.
I just got two other things. You know, we've had my nephew on here several times.
Yeah.
Brody Gunter.
Yeah.
He's racing the Legends series now. Travels a lot, mostly in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. And guess what? They have T-shirts available.
What?
You can buy your Brody Gunter Racing T-shirt.
Really?
You can go to Brody Gunter Racing on Facebook. You can send a message, what size that you wear, and you can meet up with his mom, to Ashley, to pay for them. So everything's going to be done that way now.
Can I get Brody Gunner to autograph mine?
You certainly can.
Because I'm going to tell you what. Y'all think I'm kidding. In about 10 years, that young man is going to be driving for somebody. I don't know if he's going NHRA or if he wants to go NASCAR. He's going to be driving for somebody. I'm going to tell you right now.
I
Dave,
tell you,
what do you think?
I think it's
Mike?
probably going to be less than 10 years.
He's going to drive for somebody. I'm going to tell you that right
well,
now.
I tell you what, he had the luxury of jumping in one of the cars that Jason Garver races out there on the dirt, and he was out there running the car on the dirt this past Friday night, getting some laps in, trying to learn that type of racing as well. So he's trying to broaden his area of racing. And hey, guess what? He didn't hit anything, so he did
Ladies
pretty
and
well.
gentlemen, this kid's only 14. Right?
Right.
He ain't even turned 15 yet, right? He's fixing to here a little bit, but he's 14 and can drive a car better than most adults.
Oh, I guarantee you.
I guarantee you. He's going to, Mitchell, I'm telling you, he's going to be driving for somebody. I don't know who.
Well,
he's going to be driving for somebody.
I hope so. I really do. And again, those shirts are $25 a piece. You can get a hold of Ashley Gunter, his mom, through Brody Gunter Racing's Facebook page.
Yep.
Go on there and like it. And you can also get updates of how he's doing and what track that he is visiting.
Nice.
He's still learning the legend car. It takes a little time. You just don't jump in it and win.
Right.
It takes a lot of work, and he's getting there little by little. And it won't be long. He'll start winning those races as well, or finishing top fives and stuff. So, and now talking about something else that's coming up, we will not be on here next Saturday.
Nope.
But we will be on here on the 17th, and we're actually going to be at Gainesville Raceway live streaming the 352 shootout. So if you cannot make it to the event, you can tune in to On the Spot with David Rodgers and watch it
All day long.
all day long.
Man, if you want to watch 30 minutes of it and you have to go cook
Yeah,
or
you
whatever,
come back on.
Come back home.
Yep. Go to the kitchen, cook you some food.
Yep.
You'll never miss a beat.
Mr. Heater, are you going to be with us that day?
No, I will not.
He will not. But me, you're out of pocket. Me, Dave, and Mitchell for sure. Not sure on Byron because of his own call. But it's definitely going to be us three.
I'll be pulling double duty.
You're going to be racing.
I'll be racing and up there in the booth. And I tell you, I hope that weekend goes a whole lot better than last weekend because I had a scary moment.
Yeah, you did.
Somehow some water got up underneath the drag radials and sent me a little bit toward the wall. Didn't hit anything. You know when to get you know when to get out of it.
Yeah.
When there's something wrong.
Oh yeah.
So and hopefully I'll have a better performance that day compared to this past weekend because it was not very good.
Mr. Bagwell says, I can neither confirm nor deny that. Well, I can neither confirm or deny that you have a man bun.
Right. And I tell you that, guess what?
Look.
And that's the scoop for tonight. I'm Mitchell Gunter, and we'll be right back after this message.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I'm glad you enjoyed the show so far. Mitchell Gunner, I want to thank you for all that great information that you've given us tonight within our region and our community, things that are coming up, especially i.e. with that fire station, things like that, some special guests that we're going to have upcoming, hopefully within the next couple of weeks on a Tuesday night. This is final comments, of course. I want to thank everybody for joining in, everybody that's participated. I want to read over these comments real quick because we've got a last-second weather update that Michael Heater's going to be giving us here in just a second. Jeff Goins said, got mine already. He got his Vidalia onions, by the way. Tammy's Testone says, thanks, guys. Alvy and I can have a mother and son date. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Look at there. $25 gift certificate, and her son are going to go and enjoy that. Ain't that what America's about? Ain't that what this is all about?
Yeah.
Family first.
Huh?
Family's always first.
Yeah, family's always first. Go ahead.
Alvy's doing a little better.
Yeah, Tammy, can you give us an update on Alvy? Great question, David, because we haven't really had. Alvy must be doing a lot better. Dwight Allen, good night, my brother. He says, God bless America. Shirley Bagwell says, he is just awesome and has a bright future, talking about your nephew. And Diane Tomlinson's watching. So, again, I want to thank everybody for joining in tonight. Hope you had a great time with us. We had a phone caller, David Rodgers from Van Cleve. He joined us tonight. Don't forget about the 228 Candle Company. If you want a candle, you can get a hold of Caitlin Casto, or you can get a hold of us, and we'll get you a candle ordered or tell you how to do it. Great weather so far. We're going to fix and get that here in just a few minutes. Dave, thank you for the job that you've done. I know our brother Byron Bagwell couldn't be here. Do want to say we got some birthdays coming up. Mr. Bagwell's is on Friday. Mr. Dwight Allen's is on Saturday, and David Rodgers is on Sunday. So we got the 9th, 10th, and 11th covered. We will not be doing a show this Saturday night. We got other previous engagements, specifically with the birthdays and people wanting to go out of town. We've got some big news coming up, Michael, about some format changes on some show dates. So please stand by. on that. And yes, absolutely, David, before I close this out, what do you got going on Sunday over at the Holland Residence, if I may say?
Oh, this Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Right.
I got a couple bands coming over. I got some food that's going to be laid out.
Okay.
I'm going to have some drinks, but bring your own drinks.
Right.
We're calling this the pandemic relief.
Okay.
So
Like it.
Come by, spend a little normalcy outside, listen
Right.
to some music, have some food,
Right.
and enjoy the Sunday afternoon.
Right.
There's no charge,
Nice.
and you all are welcome.
So anybody that's not doing anything this Sunday, 2 p.m., over at the Holland Residence, he's got a stage in the back of his house. Going to be a couple of great bands there. And it's nothing extravagant or anything. They just want to have fun. Get out of this pandemic thing. Release yourself. Let yourself go and come and enjoy a couple of beverages. Say hello to David, our producer. Right. Hey, you'll get a chance to meet Dave Holland if you've never met him or been in his shop. You'll get a chance to meet Dave Holland. I particularly probably won't be there because I've got a birthday thing going on. So, Dave, I want to apologize to you ahead of time on that. I know Michael's probably got some things going on as well. He may be able to make it. Mitchell?
I'm going to try to make it by there.
Yeah, at least.
This thing is not
Yeah,
running.
he's on call. And I'm not sure. I think Byron's going to be gone for the weekend as well. So, but, hey, man, if you don't have anything going on, come by. It starts at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Yeah. Man, I think it'll be a great time over there.
Yeah, let me do this. Sunday, fun day at Dave Holland's.
Yeah, Dave.
That's right over there on 301 across the street from Davis Trucking.
Yeah, yes, and that's exactly right. And if you don't know, Dave, I know you put a little something out on your page. We'll put it on our page as well. How about that?
There you go.
We'll let Michael, if you'll get that and put it on our page as well, we'll promote it up. And hey, you know what? I'm going to watch the Seminoles spring game on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I don't know what Kristen and the Kings got planned up for me, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll come from alive from Doak Campbell Stadium, and I'll plug what I seen, plus I'll plug your show too on Sunday.
We don't want to see that.
Roy Jackson says, happy birthday. Kristen says, nice job, guys. Love the show, Dad. Proud of you. Thank you very much, Kristen. That means a lot to me, a lot to the guys as well. Carmiracle say, like to say happy birthday to my son, Chris. Happy birthday, Chris. His brother, Kenny, and employee Tonto that drives one of the wreckers. They're all their birthdays in April as well. A lot of April birthdays. Wow.
Yeah.
If y'all ever want some U.S. Navy info, let me know. I will glad to be on the show. Absolutely. You know, hey, your dad used to be in the Navy. Dave was in the Navy. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to plug some, absolutely, Kristen. You can call in anytime. Or you can come here. I know it's hard to come here with the boys. But, hey, that number is 904-458-7588 if you want to call in. Absolutely. Byron says, go Knowles. There you go for you Gator fans. All right, let's kick it over to a last-second look at the weather with our director, Michael Heater.
Hey, thanks, guys. As we talked about earlier on that, and as you can tell from my voice, the pollen has really been kicking over the last few days. I'm feeling the results of it. Everybody else is here. And it's not going to get any better. You can see across the numbers here. The 9.7, it's going to jump all the way to 10.6 as we get into the weekend. So no relief in sight in the short term, but there is some relief on the horizon with some rain that's moving in. And that's going to come in the way of possibly some stronger storms looking across the southeast part of the United States. Areas on the map, as we bring it in, you'll see coming in from the areas from the Gulf of Mexico is going to extend all the way up to the southeast. So for areas literally from Baton Rouge all the way across Georgia, headed all the way up here, right up towards Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Those areas could see some stronger storms as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours. For us locally, it looks really good. And actually for tomorrow, the whole region looks really good. We're talking about beautiful sunshine, seasonal temperatures, with these temperatures dropping off, coming into about the mid-70s and that sort of thing like that. Locally for us, we're going to be looking at some really nice conditions as well. Mostly sunny skies here. Clouds are being on the increase on Thursday, getting us to a chance of rain on Friday. Again, Temperatures getting a little warm, topping out in the 80s once again. These temperatures a little aggressive. I don't think it's going to get that cold. You're looking at lows in the 50s. But again, seasonal for this time of year, but the 90s are right around the corner, so you might as well get ready for it. The good news is that with the increase of rain and thunderstorms as we move into May and June, that'll help alleviate some of the pollen concerns. Dave?
Thank you very much, Michael. Great weather report. Hopefully we covered your area. If not, send us a message on our page, and we'll make sure that we cover that area. We must have a new one now by Dayton, Georgia, right, as we've got, man, people are watching this show all over the southeast region. It's gotten really to be big, and we want it to get bigger as well. Just want to say, Kurt Miracle says, go Gators. Oh, okay, Kurt.
Are you wearing orange and blue there?
I am. Yeah, underwear. Barber Zipper is on. Pepper Autistic. We did plug LCCW. I need to know some information on that next event so I can plug that. And Kristen says pollen, the bane of our Floridian existence. Yes, it is. If you just heard Michael Heater there.
It doesn't snow here.
No, it doesn't.
It pollinates.
It pollinates. So, as we wrap up the show tonight, we want to thank all our great sponsors and everyone who tuned in. Hey, this is your show. It's all about you. And remember, we're on the spot so you can be too. On behalf of Mr. Michael Heater, our director, Mr. Dave Holland, our senior producer, to my right, co-host and local guru Mitchell Gunner. Also, who couldn't be here tonight, Mr. Byron Bagwell, Mr. Austin Stevens with Austin Stevens Weather Service. I am your host, the show pony himself, David Rodgers. God bless you guys. Have a great Tuesday night. Have a great rest of the week. And we will see you on the next show. God bless you guys. Good night. Remember, no Saturday show this week.